We suck at reading.
I know. What the hell are these names, man? Okay. I read at a fourth grade level. We don't got no pictures to help sound them out. Come on. Tapology, work on your.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Locked Door MMA show. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. We're your mom's favorite MMA guys. In this video, we will be breaking down UFC Fight Night, Marcin Tybura versus Sergey Spivak. And before we do, if you like our content, if you like our channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment. It really does help us out and it allows us to engage with you guys. If you have any questions that you want answered on our channel as well, make sure to leave those in the comment section and we will address them in the following video. But without further ado, JP, kick us off for this fight.
Yes, sir. Another weekend back at it. Last weekend, pretty good on the betting side. Pick wars. I lost. Okay, anyways, let's move on. First fight of the night, we're going with Stephanie Luciano versus Talita Allen Carr.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup, and you know why? It's because they've already faced each other. They fought each other on the Contender Series. Alan Carr, very good grappler, has got some great jujitsu in her bag. Luciano, think of her kind of like the female Nate Diaz. That's the comps that I've been hearing. She'll continue to walk forward. She kind of doesn't give a damn what's coming her way. She'll just continue to walk you down, throw strikes, and she's got really good cardio. And that's kind of the staple of the Diaz brothers as well, is that great cardio late in fights. And that was the story of their last fight. Alan Carr was in control of the first two rounds, and then all of a sudden, Luciano won a 10-8 third round, which forced the draw. They had a draw in their first ever matchup. So this is going to be an interesting fight for sure. Um, based off of the outcomes of the first fight, I think Luciano is going to have the more confidence coming into this, not necessarily fearing the grappling of Alan Carr. And I just think that the cardio is always going to prevail, especially if they get into some grappling exchanges early and Alan Carr starts to gas. I'll always take the cardio to outlast the opponent there. So give me Luciano in this one.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the pick wars is gone for this weekend at least. I'm very confident me and Brevin are going to pick the same on this card. Yeah, Luciano is 9 years younger, and she has an 8-inch reach advantage. Alan Carr showed her everything I feel like she needs to show her in the grappling department in their first fight on the Contender Series, and then got her ass beat in that third round, which made it a 10-8, a draw. I mean, Alan Carr didn't get a contract off that Contender Series fight either. Luciano actually did, and it was a draw. So that's one thing to take consider. Alan Carr is 1-0 in the UFC though, so she eventually did get the call up. But yeah, she needs to take it to the ground to win the fight. We all know this. I think Luciano, like Brevin said, is going to have confidence knowing I didn't get subbed, I didn't get finished, and then I beat her ass in the third round. She's got a long reach, so that's hard for anybody to negate 8 inches of reach. You got to avoid that. You can't walk into a jab. And like Brevin said, she's got cardio for days, dude. She will not gas out. She's no Dudakova bum ass. Okay, she'll keep it on you. So I'm gonna piggyback that. Also, give me Luciano to win. I would stay away from the KO prop. I know her being bigger and longer reach, but in women's fights, they just tend to pepper each other and hit each other a lot, and nobody's got that real big knockout power. There's not very many Amanda Nunes out there, so give me Luciano. Also, give me over 1.5 on this fight.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Maybe a TKO late in the fight if Alan Carr gasses. I mean, that would be something I see the ref stepping in, just calling it if she's getting beat up pretty bad. So great pick there for the second fight of the night. And here's a little disclaimer. I'm not sure if this is actually going to be the second fight of the night. Right now, we're going off of Tapology. There's a lot of fights moving around. There's some cancellations that we're dealing with right now. and at the filming of this video for you guys. So if it's not the second fight of the night actually on Saturday, sorry about it. Don't come at me. This is just what we're working with right now. We've got Jarno Erens versus Yusuf Zalal.
Interesting one. Erens 1-2 UFC. Erens has a shit ton of decision fights, wins or losses. He goes to decision quite a bit. He hasn't had a finish since 2021, so 3 years. Take that as you will. Most people are kind of like that sometimes. They both lost to Sengwoo Choi. I think they both lost by decision. Erens' resume just doesn't look good, man. Everybody he's fought, he hasn't fought really any high level comp, and the highest level he has fought, he's lost to. He's just kind of a mid kickboxer, a brawler. He's tough. He's got power. Zalal, I feel like, is just better on the feet. He's 4-3-1 in the UFC, so he's had a draw. His draw was with Damon Blackshear. If you are a follower of this channel for a couple of cards now, you will know Damon Blackshear pissed us off so bad the last card that he fought. He got knocked out in 14 seconds. 14 seconds. Anyways. Zalal's on a 4-win streak. 6-win streak if you count his kickboxing wins. So, very good kickboxer. He dropped Ilia Topuria with a head kick. So take that as you will. Ilia the champ. Granted, he did get finished in that fight. He lost, but did drop Ilia. He's never been finished. I don't think Jarno Erens is the one to do it. Give me Zalal by club and sub, baby. I think he clips him, takes him to the ground, subs him up.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see on that one. Yusuf, he's got some really good striking in his stand up. He throws a lot of spinning kicks. He'll throw some flying knees in there as well, and he's real loose with his striking. Jarno, on the other hand, he has a nice 1-2. He stays a little bit more tight in his approach, but he'll also look to hit the body, which may be a factor in this fight. I mean, at any point, if you catch a guy clean on the liver, that fight's over, dude. That fight is over. So he
Hold
does
him
have
like a
the
lawn
potential.
chair.
He certainly has a potential, and he throws hard. He does throw very hard. Um, JP had mentioned he goes to decision a lot. That's because this dude's tough. He's very tough, and he's fought a lot of really tough guys. Granted, yeah, they're not big names like Ilya, but they're very tough fighters. And I think that's why you see a lot of the decisions. However, this fight's going to come down to who's the better all-around fighter, in my opinion. I definitely think that answer is Zalal. I think he can grapple with Erens if he's maybe getting touched up on the feet, and potentially look to sub him. Erens can hold his own on the ground, but if it also stays standing, I think Zalal a little bit quicker with his striking. As long as he's able to get in and out of the pocket with Erens and throw first and throw the jab, Erens is pretty susceptible to that jab. So that's something to look out for as well. I have Yusuf Zalal to win this fight on Saturday.
Yep. Look for the KO and the sub prop. You can do those double victory things if that's
Yeah,
anywhere near even
double
money. So
chance.
yeah, double chance if that's near even money. I'd hammer it. Next fight. It's gonna be Carl Williams versus how do you say this guy's name? Jonata Honata
Jonata.
Denise Jonata.
Yeah. I would say Jonata, but you guys know I'm the widest they come. So maybe it's Yonata. I don't know. This one's going to be an interesting matchup, guys. This is the clash of two very different styles. He's a very powerful prospect coming over from kickboxing organization. He's a Brazilian kickboxer, right? We've seen a few of those do really well inside of the UFC, and he's got really good power in his left hand, also something that we've seen quite a bit. Carl Williams, he's a good wrestler. He's not as great in the stand up, but he will look to get takedowns on these heavyweights. And we've seen in this heavyweight division that wrestling does have the upper hand because a lot of these big boys just can't wrestle and they don't have the stamina to do it. Carl Williams will be the lighter guy in this fight. Dinas, as great as he looks in the highlight reels, if you really put on the tape and watch a full fight, just doesn't seem all that impressive to me. In the Austin Lane fight, even though he got a KO victory in the second round, he was kind of getting touched up by Austin Lane and even got taken down by Austin Lane. Just wasn't impressive for such a young prospect that everyone's so high on. Yeah, he's not even that young, but he's a prospect that has a lot of KO power, that everyone thinks is just gonna come in and knock everyone out. Well, sometimes the best negation to that power is wrestling. So I'm gonna have to take Carl Williams to wrestle him, to get him down on the ground, control him on the ground, and take away that power.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Brevin said everything correct. I always follow that rule. I always follow that type of mindset. The wrestler. We're in the small cage. Yeah, I know I say that all the time. But we are. We're in Vegas, and I ain't frauding this time. Okay, I'm right. Anyways, give me Denise, man. Give me Joe Hata, Yonata, Yo Mama. I don't care. Give me Denise, okay? I want him to knock him out. Carl Williams stand-up's not good. He's a lay and pray fighter. He is on a 7-fight win streak because he can take these guys down. This is this is a very risky pick. I'm going to knees by KO. Don't be surprised if Williams lays on him. I'm not going to touch the fight anything else than the bet of KO because it's just not worth it. But I'm going to knees. Carl Williams is just his only 2 times that he's lost are he's lost once his professional career and then once in his amateur. Both of them are by sub, which is kind of crazy because he's a better wrestler. But give me Denise, man. I don't want to watch Lay and Pray. I know this is literally the exact opposite of what I told you guys last week about Gaziev. So do as I say, not as I do. I'm taking Denise by KO.
I don't know how our viewers are supposed to do as you say and not as you do when you do different things every single week. I mean, this guy, JP laid out the path to victory for Gaziev last week beautifully, and that came to fruition. All of a sudden, he's changing up and taking a different style. He's taking the striker. Yeah, right. We'll see it in the apex in the
Yeah,
small cage.
right.
Carl Williams. You know how to pronounce Jonata's name? Jonata getting a win. He's not getting a win on Saturday, so ride with Carl Williams.
Oh man, that's funny. Next one, moving up to card. It is Carol Rosa versus Penny, something like that. Kianzad. I mean, half of these names on this card. Jesus Christ. I read at a
Yeah,
4th grade level. Give me a break, dude.
we understand the fight game. We don't understand how to pronunciate some of these names, but give us a break on that one. Carl Rosa and let's see. She's gonna come out and look to strike, in my opinion. I don't think she's gonna look to grapple. Because really she's not that great of a grappler in the Irene Aldana fight. That was one where you saw the game plan was to come out there and chop away at the legs, and she really did a nice job of that. I mean, she landed like 70 strikes to Aldana's left leg. And that thing was beat up. It was different colors of purple. However, she did lose a unanimous decision just due to the overall pressure from Aldana, and Aldana is very long for the division. Penny, on the other hand, she's also going to look to strike. However, she's not as big as Aldana. She doesn't give me the same worries when I look at this fight, um, for the side of um,
Rosa.
Rosa, excuse me. Yep. And I think that Rosa's going to be able to go out there and implement that same game plan that she had against Aldana with the leg kicks, with the rangy strikes against Pane, and really kind of piece her up and show why she belongs at the top of the division. I mean, she was like ranked number 5 before the Aldana fight, and I think this one's going to show you why. So give me Carol Rosa to get it done on Saturday.
Yeah, Rosa's 6-3 in the UFC, and the other girl's 5-5. So you look at that, the UFC records of 50-50. I'm not picking her. I'm not putting my money on her. Rosa has a lot of decisions as well. She's a heavy decision fighter. All of her UFC fights have gone distance. You mentioned that Irene Adana fight. They did put on a show. They were both slanging and banging. So
I didn't want to fight of the night.
yeah, great fight. They were both slanging and banging. She isn't the greatest grappler, but she's the better grappler between the two. Um, all of her losses are to better girls than Pane or whatever the hell her name is. God, the fucking Kaya Nazad or whatever her name is. I don't think she's good. I think Rosa, if she's smart, will wear on her and grapple her. I think sub is the easiest route to victory. But hearing Brevin talking, the more I think about it, I'm going Rosa. That's my pick. But don't be surprised if it's over 1.5 as well in this fight. Look at the sub prop, but again, don't put too much on it.
Yeah, you can always count on a potential submission from the Brazilians. But I definitely think that Rosa's going to look to stand and trade. That's really not her MO. So we will have to see on Saturday. Next fight, we have Danny Barlow versus Nikolai Veretennikov. Veretennikov.
Veretetnikov.
Veretennikov. There you go. Told you.
Um, Told you.
We suck at reading.
I know. What the hell are these names, man? Okay. I read at a 4th grade level. We don't got no pictures to help sound them out. Come on. Tapology, work on your shit. Yeah, give me Barlow all the way. I'm taking Barlow. This is a replacement. Uros Medic was supposed to be Barlow's opponent. That would have been a good fight. Barlow's 1-0 in the UFC. He's going to have a 5-inch reach. He KO'd Josh Quinlan pretty recently. That looks pretty good. Josh Quinlan's got good stand-up. He's a strong guy. Barlow's never been finished, and I think his grappling is decent enough to choose whether he wants to go on the ground or not. He's got decent enough takedown defense. His hands are great. Phenomenal stand-up. Veretetnikov's 0-1 in the Contender Series. The guy he fought on the Contender Series, Michael Morales, is a very good guy. He took him long, but I mean, he took him long and lost, so it is what it is. But he's got okay stand-up, so that's why I just think Barlow has an easier path to victory on the ground, but Barlow can also stand with him. Barlow's not bad. Give me Barlow by stoppage. I don't care what it is. Sub KO. I'd look at both of them. This is another one. I'd look at the double chance. But yeah, give me Barlow.
JP, what's Barlow's nickname?
Well, I don't know. What is it? Is it weird?
No, it's left hand of God. All right. It's
Oh,
the
it
left
is.
hand of God. This guy's going to look to stand and bang, and he will put your lights out. Okay. I deemed Steve Garcia the left hand of God. This guy's got it too. All right. God may have two left hands because they're coming out on Saturday. Danny Barlow, he's a great striker. He won his contender fight. He's 1-0 in the UFC thus far under contract. Nikolai stepping up on short notice. Decent, but at the same time, I would need to see a guy that was much bigger with a much longer reach advantage to come in and possibly give Barlow problems, and that's just not the case. Nikolai is only 6'1", Barlow's 6'2". Barlow's going to have the 5-inch reach advantage, and I think that left hand not only is going to find God, it's going to find Nikolai's chin on Saturday. Give me Danny Barlow by KO or TKO.
Yeah, the funny thing you saying that about Steve Garcia, the left hand. Garcia's left hand is very loopy and wide. Barlow's left hand is like a shotgun, and it's straight right down the pipe, and it's very fast. It's a very pretty punch to watch. Yeah, Barlow's taking it, man. Moving up, the next fight on the card. This is the featured prelim as of right now. It is Shara Lampos Gregorio versus Toshimo Kazama.
Wow, that was good. I think JP's upgraded from 4th grade to about 12th. That was
We're
pretty good there.
we're moving up, baby.
This one, I'm not going to spend too much time. Kazama's been knocked out in the first round of both of his UFC fights, I believe. So it's just unimpressive to me. He's 0-2 in the UFC. When you step into the UFC, it's a different ball game. Okay, you're on a different league. You're on a different level, and I think that came to fruition because the two first round KOs just look really bad. His opponent, Gregorio, he does have KO power. All right. He does throw hard. He's got some decision losses, but I think the path to victory for him is to land that big strike and knock out his opponent on Saturday. So I'm gonna take Gregorio to win, but also give me Gregorio by KO.
Yeah, good call. Like you were saying, Kazama's 0-2 in the UFC. Granted, Gregorio is 0-1. Okay, but Kazama, if you watch him, is not high level. Is not UFC level. Kazama's terrible. His stand up is absolutely horrid. Like Brevin said, all of his high level MMA losses are by KO. Looks terrible, dude. He gets his head taken off all the time. His stand up's trash. His only way to win is out grapple him, and even then, I do not think he's good. Anybody that he's beat in his career, absolute cans. I mean, call the man the Can Crusher. Who cares? Okay, Dude can go work at Waste Management and recycle cans for all we give a shit. He's ass. I'm taking Gregorio by KO as well. I think he's better. If Gregorio loses, I think he should not be in the UFC because Kazama is horrendous. Gregorio by KO.
Now, is that Pancrase? Is that the Japanese league there that I'm seeing?
I believe so. Yeah, where he's 6-1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think like Boss Rutan fought there. But it's still unimpressive. Still unimpressive. I think he gets KO'd on Saturday.
100%.
All right. Next fight up. Let's see who we got. Alan Nascimento versus Rafael Filho.
Yeah, I think this one and the co-main are definitely up for fight of the night possibilities. Okay, I think this is a very good fight. Both guys are tough. Nascimento's 2-1 in the UFC. They both are 2-1 in the UFC actually. Um, Nascimento's got 15 sub wins, and the other guy's got 10 sub wins. So the same thing we ran into last week that me and Brevin picked opposite of each other, is they both got a lot of submission wins. So what does that mean? Like Brevin said last week, probably going to look to stand because both of them are decent grapplers, right? Um, Nascimento has not been finished. He's a guy that's never been finished. He lost to Tagir Ulanbekov. Not a bad loss to have. He did beat Jake Hadley with how good Hadley looked against Lochran. Um, and he also, I forget which card it was that we were watching, but was it 303 maybe where Hernandez and Taira fought?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, we were watching that fight, and Hernandez had some phenomenal grappling exchanges. We were real
Yep.
impressed. He lost, but his grappling was very good. Nascimento submitted Hernandez, and we hold Hernandez that one fight with because Taira's grappling's phenomenal.
Yep.
And Hernandez held his own. So Nascimento, that's a big submission win there. But Filho, he has 10 sub wins. He's also been finished by sub twice. Nascimento's never been finished either way. Another fun fact about Filho is every fight he's had since 2014 has been a finish, win or lose. So that's one thing you got to tell yourself. This guy's, I mean, he's putting on shows, but maybe not with always the best regard for his safety and to win the fight. I think it comes down to who's better on the feet. I'm going to take Alan Nascimento. I'm going to take him by the scorecards right now because I think they're both decent grapplers, unless he clips him with something big and then club and sub type situation. But give me Nascimento. You can look at the sub prop. It's probably going to be a bad line just because how many sub wins he's got, but I'm taking Nascimento.
Maybe. Or maybe it's decent value because of Filo's grappling ability. I mean, we've got Brazilian versus Brazilian in this one. It's going to be a good matchup, like JP said. Nascimento is going to be the bigger guy. On paper, he's only an inch taller with an inch reach advantage, but I think once the weight cuts are made, he blows up. This dude actually looks pretty big when he's in the octagon. So I think that's going to come into play, and I think it really helps his grappling. Because once he has your back, once he locks in that body triangle, you're stuck there. Good luck getting out. And he does a really good job from switching from the body triangle to getting his hooks in back to the triangle on the other side. If you're defending it well, he will counter you really well. Is like, I mean, the guy just doesn't stop. He doesn't stop once he has you. And I definitely think in this matchup, he is going to be the better grappler. And yes, I do believe in a lot of scenarios when you have two great grapplers going head to head, it'll stay standing. However, I think both of these guys are still going to look to grapple. I think that's the path to victory for Filho, and I think that Nascimento is not going to shy away from grappling as well. I mean, Filho almost got Mokaev, Mohamed Mokaev, the guy that we just saw fight. out of there with a knee bar, the nastiest knee bar. His knee was
It was
popping.
deep.
It was turned the other way. I don't know how he survived it. But then all of a sudden, Makai was able to transition it, get a rear naked choke on Filio. If Nacimiento gets the back, which I do believe that he will, I would be very curious to see if he could get that rear naked choke, which I do believe he can get it done on Saturday. So give me Nacimiento. I probably will stay away from the sub prop, but path to victory, Nascimento, most likely by sub.
Yeah, good call there. I will tell you, I keep bending down to scratch my ankle because I got bit up from bug bites this weekend, and it is annoying the shit out of me right now, dude. Moving up. Second fight on the main card. I wonder what they're gonna do with the main card. I think they're gonna move a prelim fight up since there's only 4 fights on the main card right now. Relatively short card now with all the cancellations. Only 10 fights. But Yana Santos and Chelsea Chandler.
Yeah, Santos hasn't won in quite some time. Let me take a look back and give you guys the last time she won. It was 2021. Yikes. I was still in college. No, just had graduated college. Like it was a long time ago. All right, it
Wee
was a long
little
time ago.
lad.
We were just wee little lads, you know. Santos not very good. She doesn't impress me in any facet of the game, of the sport. Chelsea Chandler, she's a brute of a woman. I mean, she's very strong. She'll look to wrestle you. She strikes hard, and she's kind of relentless. I think Chelsea Chandler is going to be able to get her down on the ground and potentially finish her on the ground with some ground and pound. But if not, I think she controls the fight on the ground and on the feet. I don't necessarily see Santos winning this in any way, shape, or form. And guys, Chelsea Chandler's currently the dog. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, with Santos not having won in years, there am I missing something? I don't think so because I do this. Give me Chelsea Chandler, the
I
dog.
do this. We little lads and we do this. You can call up Paddy and we'll tell you. Um, yeah, no, I agree. Santos is terrible. 4-5 in the UFC. She's on a 3-loss streak right now. The thing about Santos is she likes to stand there and overwhelm and pepper girls with shots and tries to get them out of there by KO, or it goes long and she loses, and that's literally it. There's no in between. She's not good. Chandler's gonna be stronger. Santos is old for the fight game. Santos finished Stoliarenko, which is something that, or I'm sorry, Chandler finished Stoliarenko, is something Santos could not do. Um, she's famous. Chandler's famous for the Norma Dumont fight and literally turning her back and sprinting to the other side of the cage away from Norma Dumont. But a Norma Dumont loss is not bad. But like Brevin said, she's just stronger and she's bigger. Santos sucks. Hasn't won in a while. I don't see her knocking Chandler out. I think Chandler's better. Give me Chelsea Chandler by decision.
Another dog call. That might be the dog play of the whole card, guys. Honestly, with the limited fights, there's not a ton of great value in there. However, I think this is it. So if I
Yep.
have to tell you to put your money somewhere, it's this Chelsea Chandler fight right here at dog money. And these women's fights, like more times than not, the underdog's winning. So give me Chelsea Chandler, dude. I'm probably gonna throw some dough on that one.
Dog money and over 1.5. Over 1.5. Ever since Brevin put me on the over under parlays, I've played 3 of them and we've hit all 3 of them. So over 1.5. I'm telling you.
All right, next fight we have Kipe Mariscal versus Damon Action Jackson. Who we got?
Yeah, I told you guys the Nascimento fight is a chance for fight of the night. Well, it's going to have to rival this one because Chepe Mariscal is an absolute fucking dog, and Damon Jackson comes to play as well. Both of these guys put on a show when they fight. Never boring. Chepe's 3-0 in the UFC. He's currently on a 6-win streak, so 3 out of the UFC, 3 in the UFC. Um, he's a dog, man. He's a brawler type. He's tough, does not quit, in your face the whole time. He takes a lot of shots sometimes, but I mean, when you feel like you're tougher and you can take the other guy's shots, and then he'll take the shots and then just wear the other guy down, hit him with something big on the inside, dirty boxing. Damon Jackson, on the other hand, he's got 15 submission wins, but Chepe's no slouch on the ground. Okay, Chepe's got great takedown defense. The guys who can scramble well and make it kind of ugly and like almost like a freestyle flow when they defend these takedowns are hard to deal with. And then he'll throw awkward shots on the exit is something you have to watch. One thing about Damon Jackson is he's a 50-50 on the feet. I believe he's like 5-5 or 4-4 and something in his career for knockouts. So something to look at, especially with Chepe walking him down. Something to look at. I think he stands and bangs a little too much. With that being said, I think it's going to be fight of the night, but I cannot bet against Chepe. I think Chepe's the younger guy as well. Give me Chepe Mariscal by decision.
Yeah, I like that call. And this one, you guys know me. I'm always high on the longer ranger guy. Damon Jackson's going to come in at 5 feet 11, and will have a 2 inch reach advantage on Kepe, or 3 inch actually, which is quite significant. Damon Jackson, I don't know if his nickname is suitable for him right now. He should go by shoulders. This dude, he's all shoulders. He's got the weirdest looking shoulders. Honestly, if you take a look at this guy, I don't know what happened to him. They're bony as hell. They stick up like shoulder pads. Like this guy, if he's in a pair of like a t-shirt, he's looking like he's going and playing on the field on Sundays. I mean, yikes. And don't get me started about the hairline.
I was just
But
gonna say that. I was literally just gonna say that, dude. His hairline is so weird, bro.
just let it go, brother.
It's painted on.
Anyways,
It is painted on there.
like JP said, Chepe's a dog. He's never been submitted. He's very scrappy. He's a judo black belt. And he throws very hard strikes. He ate some massive strikes from Steve Garcia, which I put you guys on Steve Garcia a couple weeks ago. This guy, Chepe, right here, ate some massive shots from Steve Garcia, still came forward, still fired back, was hip tossing Steve Garcia, was throwing spinning back fists, spinning elbows, just getting after him. He ended up losing that fight, but that is a great loss. Damon Jackson, you may think, oh yeah, he's the bigger fighter. It's going to go well. Well, he fought Dan Ige, who was a much smaller fighter, and Ige had his way. All right. Ige pieced him up, and I think that's going to be the story of this fight as well. Chipe, very, very talented, very scrappy. He's a dog. His cardio is going to be there. He's going to look to just take your head off, and I think that's going to bode well for him against a guy like Damon Jackson, who's going to look to wrestle, but won't necessarily have a very big wrestling advantage against a guy like Chipe, who's very sound on the ground, can hold his own, and then get the fight back to the feet. So with that being said, give me Chepe Mariscal to win on Saturday.
Yep, good call. What is that? Only one fight that we've picked against so far, I think. Yeah, so we're
Yep,
back on the right track, and honestly, I think we'll be pretty
be
accurate, man.
rolling. We'll
If
be
we're
rolling
not,
this card.
yeah, I'd be shocked. Granted, some of the early prelims are a little toss up, but I think we're rolling. This brings us to the main event, final fight of the night. What you guys have all been waiting for. Two more grizzlies, two polar bears, fighting over a salmon, a seal. Marcin Tybura versus Sergey Spivak.
Wow, that was quite impressive. Uh,
Yergey.
Spivak last fight lost to Cyril Gahn. Tabira, on the other hand, last fight he had beaten Tai Tuivasa by rear naked choke. Um, Unimpressive. Fight before that, he lost to Tom Aspinall in the first round. That's pretty accurate. Um, Spivak's going to be the much better grappler in this one, and I'm not afraid of Tabira striking. I'm really not. And so, with this being in the apex, with it being the small cage, I think Spivak's going to be stuck to him like glue. I think he's going to get the fight down on the ground. He's going to land strikes on the ground, look to submit Tybura as well. So that's a possibility. But I just don't see this being one where Tybura finds any success on the feet. And with that being said, I'm taking Sergey Spivak on Saturday in the main event to beat Tybura.
Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna piggyback as well on this one too. Like you were saying, they've both been dropped by Tom Aspinall and put out. This is the second fight that these guys have had. They did have a fight back in 2020. It did go long. Spivak ended up losing that fight. Spivak was real young in that fight. Tybura's not. I mean, what's the age difference right now? Because Tybura looks ancient. Also, his hair's disgusting. Shave it off.
9 years.
He's got like a comb over and then bald. What are we doing, bro? It's weird. Um, yeah. Spivak's 38 or Spivak's 29. Tybura's 38. I think Tybura beat Spivak at the perfect time. I think Spivak is better now. Like Brevin said, Tybura's striking is horrendous. His only way to victory is to grapple. Neither guy's been subbed ever. Both guys have only been knocked out or decisions, which is a heavyweight weight class, so that's not surprising. But yeah, I don't think Tybura is good. I think Spivak's better. I think Spivak's closer to the upper echelon of that division. Granted, he's been knocked out by Tom, but Tom knocks everybody the fuck out. Yeah, I just think Spivak's going to be bigger. I think he's put on weight. I think he's put on muscle. I don't think Tybura will be able to lay on him with everything that Spivak's learned. So I'm going to piggyback as well. I'm going to go Spivak by decision. Not a bad line. Minus 140 right now. But yeah, I'm going to piggyback.
Let's go. Like JP said, only one fight that we're disagreeing on. And trust me, Carl Williams is going to wrestle the hell out of that kickboxer. But now for my favorite part of the show, the lock door, lock of the night parlay. JP, who do you got for your lock of the night?
I mean, you guys know we're on a streak, 6-0. Not gonna lie to you, this card's got us sweating a little bit. This card's a tough card to pick a lock, but you gotta go with the man. I'm a right-handed guy, orthodox, never been a southpaw, but man, is it beautiful to watch a southpaw who's got a phenomenal left hand, especially when it's coming from God. Give me Danny Barlow to knock out Veretnikov. I'm taking Barlow as my lock.
Love that call. For my lock of the night, I'm going to have to go with the long, rangy guy that I always love to see, and Yusuf Zalal. I think he's going to be able to win on the feet in grappling exchanges and on the ground. However, he wants that fight to go. He's going to get it done. Give me Yusuf Zalal. Put those together. And right now we're looking at a plus 138. Oh, excuse me, minus
Oh, I
167.
was gonna say,
Pardon
dude,
me.
we got plus
Pardon me.
money.
I hadn't removed my basic parlay pick yet. So, with that being said, let me give you Brevin's basic parlay, kicking us off with the locks. Yusuf Zalal. Next fight, Danny Barlow, and then to wrap us up for Brev's basic parlay, give me Alan Nascimento. That is going to put us at plus 138 odds currently, which is plus money. All those are heavy favorites, and I think they get it done on Saturday.
And we've been on a little roll, man, with the basic, the locks. I mean, the locks, we've been on a roll. If y'all ain't on the lock train, what are you doing, man? We hit huge this past weekend, but good ones. Let's jump to the juicer. Juicer time. Squeeze 'em out. Okay. Last week, juicer didn't hit. OVEV did. So technically, the juicer did hit. Okay. This week, who are we going with? We are also going to throw Zalal in there, okay? Yusuf Zalal, he's better than Jarno Erens. Jarno's kind of a brawler type. Zalal's better. Next one. Brevin ain't going to like it. Brevin doesn't ever like it. Yonata Denise, whatever his name is. Yo mama Denise on D's knees. I don't care. I don't know how to say his fucking name. He's winning. He's putting him out. Give me Denise. Next one is going to be Shara Lampos Gregorio. I think he's beaten Kazama. Kazama's terrible. Kazama's so bad. Give me Gregorio. Next one. We're going with the boy himself, the brawler, Chepe, the dog, Mariscal. Throw him in there. And the final one, we're going to put the main event in there. If we get this far, might have to sweat it out a little bit, but we're putting the main event. Spivak is better. He's bigger. Tybura's ass. Give me Spivak. That's a 5-leg juicer for you right there. Brevin, you run the odds real quick on that.
Yep. Give me one moment, please.
I'm gonna guess with that 5-leg juicer. Nobody's a dog in that one. I'm gonna say plus 804. Feel like that's good money right there. What was the OVEV last week? Y'all know that was plus money. That was like plus 3 something. So that was a big hitter for us.
All right. So right now we have Jose Mariscal, Chipe Mariscal, Sergey Spivak, Gerlampos Gregorio, Yonata D's knees on his knees, Yusuf Zalal. That's getting us to plus 1119.
Ooh, damn! Even more than plus 800, plus 1100. Hey,
$10 wins you 121 currently.
hey, shit! When it hits, go get yourself something nice. Just remember who put you on it. Okay, Lockdoor MMA, baby.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far in the episode, do us a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss our content every single weekend that there's a UFC card. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoy today's content, and feel free to leave a comment if you like the picks, if you don't like the picks, if you have some topics that you would like to cover or us to cover in a video, leave that in the comment section as well. But I'm excited for this weekend, JP. We also got some preseason football coming up, so that's exciting as well.
Football's
But
back, baby.
and as you guys can tell, we're pretty big NFL fans also. But with that, JP, take us on.
Yeah, man. Just dislike the video, do something, engage with it. Goes a long way for us. We appreciate you guys. I keep saying it. The live's coming. Okay, it's gonna be a good time. So everybody show up for the live. We'll let you guys know before we do that. But once football gets started, who knows? We might have to throw a football leg in the juicer. I don't know. I can't speculate. Okay, we don't know. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Peace.